Balatro is a deck builder roguelike based off poker. The amount of different jokers and other boosters like the tarot cards, planet cards, and spectral cards spice up your runs so well that none of them will ever turn out the same. The variety in different bosses and tags is nice too. There's always something new to discover in Balatro. The music is catchy and fits the game's vibes and art style really well. The gameplay is highly addictive and you can easily lose yourself in this game for hours on end. I love how the game ascends from regular poker to crazy hands that should be impossible, but they are not. There are no limits in Balatro, and I guess that is, for me, a huge part of why it's such an addicting game. You are constantly searching for new, game-breaking builds to break your high score and discover new things. If you like deck builder roguelikes or just poker in general, this is definitely the game for you. Milo and the Magpies is a super sweet, short point-and-click game about the cat Milo, who needs to travel back home through different gardens while magpies harass him along the way. It's hand-drawn by a Dutch artist, and I think it looks really beautiful. The different puzzles are very fun to solve, since they are all very different from each other and very well made. The different secrets you can find are cleverly hidden amongst the gardens and homes. It's very nice to get to see Milo's entire neighborhood and the diversity of the people that live there. The silliest one was definitely the neighbor who grows a certain green plant in his shed. It took me around 45 minutes to complete, and I think Milo and the Magpies is definitely worth playing, especially if you love cats. I really enjoyed my time with it, and I'll likely replay it again in the future. Milo and the Christmas Gift is a free spin-off on Milo and the Magpies, and it's a very nice addition to Milo's adventures. What I've said about Milo and the Magpies applies to Milo and the Christmas Gift as well. The game is hand-drawn, this time about Milo's adventures with the bunny Toby, and the puzzles are fun to solve. This time they mostly take place in one garden and the body of water behind it. The secrets are very well hidden and the puzzles are very clever. It was sweet to see the whole neighborhood come together in an effort to bring both animals home again, and it definitely pairs well with the Christmas spirit. Especially great since the game was released a few days before Christmas. It took me a short half hour to complete, and if you want to play this game, I highly recommend you play through Milo and the Magpies first. Firewatch is a very beautiful adventure-like hiking simulator where you solve a mystery along the way. You are stuck all alone in the wilderness, only being able to talk with one other person through your radio. The story that unfolds is very interesting and hooked me right into the game. I played it in one sitting, which took about 4 hours, and 100%ed the game in this time as well. The story itself is a tad creepy, very adventurous, at times flirtatious, but most of all, emotional. You learn so much about the characters while not even seeing them once, and I think that's very impressive. The music that plays while you're hiking alone is very lovely and gives off the perfect vibe to go along with the game. The map was easy to understand as well, and I think adopting the turtle was my favorite part. Firewatch is a very well made game, and if you like adventure type mystery games, I highly recommend you play this.
Someone left their clipboard out here.
Castle Crashers is a very fun yet difficult multiplayer beat-em-up game. You and your friends all play as knights that have different elemental abilities in order to save all the princesses that got kidnapped through sheer murder and magical shenanigans. The gameplay is fast and smooth, the music slaps, and the hand-drawn art is very adorable. The game scales very abruptly though, so you will have to grind for XP in order to progress. There is more to do than just the main campaign, which makes sure there's an almost infinite amount of playtime to put into Castle Crashers. It's a bunch of fun to play together with some friends and laugh your ass off while you're trying to rescue the princesses. I really enjoy the different items as well, like the moldy bread that makes you go crazy, buff and strong, which is necessary to progress the game, by the way. It's a classic game that you should definitely pick up, especially when it's on sale for like 90% off. I would also recommend you buy the 2 characters DLCs, since those characters are very overpowered and also only €1 each. I believe the income from at least one of those DLCs goes to charity as well, which is obviously a massive reason to buy them. SCHiM is a very unique 3D platformer where you jump from shadow to shadow as a tadpole-like creature. A SCHiM, which means a shadow or a ghost. You got separated from your human and now you need to find your way back to them through trial and error. Your poor human has not lived the easiest life and it shows. Will you be able to create new opportunities for them and let them follow their dreams? If you want to find out, you should watch my video series on SCHiM. I'll link the playlist down below and in the cards. The mechanics are super fun to play around with and are something I have never seen before in a platformer game. They are also easy to grasp and make sense. Everything works very smoothly and the level designs are great. There are a bunch of collectibles to find on almost every level, which makes the game even more interesting. The art is very beautiful and I love the different color palettes so much. The storyline is told very well through the animations. I love the environments, they're very Dutch and make me feel right at home since I am Dutch as well. I highly recommend you try SCHiM and enjoy yourself as much as I did. If you want to hear me talk more in depth about this game, you should check out my full review video. I'll link it down below and in the cards. Minit is a very fun, relatively short 2D adventure type game with puzzle aspects. You have 60 seconds to explore the world until the timer resets and you respawn in your house. Along the way, you can find things like upgrades, coins, secrets, and much more. The interactions with NPCs are fun, apart from that one guy, if you know you know, and give the game a lot of character. Personally, I'm a big fan of the lawsuit frog. This game is absolutely best played as unspoiled as possible, so I would advise you to go in blind like I did and look up a guide later. To fully 100% Minit, multiple playthroughs are needed, but each playthrough does not take more than a few hours. Minit is definitely a perfect game to sit down with for a few hours on a weekend day. I also really like the black and white pixel art style. I highly recommend you pick this up, especially when it's on sale. Visionsoft Reset is a very interesting timer-based Metroidvania. You can travel back and to different points in the game where you've saved by using the time tree. This results in a very interesting Metroidvania where you are always on edge since you don't want to run out of time. The upgrades you find along the way are a good addition to this type of game. The carts are also a fun collectible item. One thing I do want to note is that you can get fully stuck very quickly since it can be really unclear what to do or where to go next. Guides are your best friend in this game when you get stuck. The movement system turned out to be a lot more complex and fleshed out than I initially thought and can create some very fun platforming action. Not all of this is explained by the game itself though, so you should definitely experiment to see what is exactly possible. The boss fights are hard but not too hard, and the lore of the game really ties the game together nicely. A great addition to the library of any Metroidvania fan. Alright, that's all games I played in June. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to support me, like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Stay safe and have a wonderful rest of your day.